Hey everyone, it's Simsalee and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I thought it would be a ton of fun to take you through 5 different mods in The Sims 4 that I cannot play my game without. Most of these mods are script mods, so please keep in mind that every time The Sims 4 needs an update, these mods are then technically considered out of date. So make sure you're always checking on the main mod page of each creator that like, hey, there's not a new update out for these, or like I need to replace them, because they can break your game and break your save files. Especially after the latest patch and update in The Sims 4, please just be careful whenever you are downloading mods and if they're out of date, because so much corruption has been happening across the board. Carrying on, if you would like to download any of the mods that you see throughout this video, please check out the description, they are all linked there for you. And one more thing before we jump in, if you're new here and you're liking what you're seeing or you want to see some more content from me, make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and also like the video. Thank you so much for being here and I hope you enjoy. Diving into our first mod of the day, and this is definitely one of the most popular mods for The Sims 4 that I've seen, is MCC Command Center by Deaderpool. MC Command Center is basically a mod that adds greater control to your Sims 4 game experience and also allows NPC story progression options. To access this mod, you will either use a computer, a laptop, or by clicking on your Sim self in the game. Whenever you click on the computer, you will see the option MC Command Center pop up. And when you open this menu, this is where everything is at, and it is so much information that I cannot cover all in one video. So if you do want to see a deeper dive into MC Command Center and everything that it's about, please let me know and I will gladly make an extra video on this. But to cover the basics, there are a ton of different categories such as MC settings, cast, career, cleaner, clubs, there's dresser, there's occult, there's population, pregnancy tuner, and then the option to reset settings. There is also an addition onto MC Command Center that is called like MC Wicked or something of the sort, which involves more 18 plus options for your game. I do not have that installed, but a lot of people like it and also use it in turn with Wicked Whims. But basically, by clicking on the settings, you could mess with age, autosave, gameplay settings, money settings, all those sorts of things. My favorite thing to use MC Command Center for is actually the game time speed. I use this a lot to slow down how fast time passes in my game. This is great for rotational gameplay, or if you're looking for a lot of in-depth storytelling kind of gameplay. This just gives you so much more time and I don't feel as rushed. It feels a lot nicer to play the game whenever you use this setting. And if you end up clicking on your sim and click on MC Command Center, this is basically your Sims MC settings where you can mess with the household, sim commands, in cast, you can mess with a lot of different things. You can mess with their voice, you can mess with their physique, the walk style. You can also, which a lot of people use, is go to MC Dresser on your Sims and you can change their outfit immediately just by clicking on one like this. And then when you go back, they're in their outfit, so they don't have to do the little spin around animation. There is a lot that goes into this mod. Again, it's very, very complex and very in-depth, so if you want to see a separate video, let me know down below. Since we have some Sims in the neighborhood strolling by, this is the perfect time to jump into our next mod, which is Control Any Sim by Titan Nano. And this mod does exactly what the title says. It lets you control any Sim that is not in your household currently. And all you have to do to be able to do this is click on any sim that you would want, go up to actions, and then of course I have the option to add to roommates. I'm not sure if this is tied in with control any sim. I don't think it is, but I could be wrong. But also control sim. And that's the one that you want to select because when you click on it, they are immediately added into your household. Something to keep in mind with this mod though is I'm pretty sure autonomously they will not do anything and they will not move or anything like that unless you tell them whenever you have them in your household. This is a great mod for storytelling purposes. I like to use it a lot whenever I am going out on a date or a friend outing so I could have them also interact with my sim. It just does a lot and it goes a long way, and I didn't know how much I needed this mod until I started using it. But if you're wondering how you can remove a sim from your household once doing this, you want to go back to the actions menu and you're going to click on Don't Control Sim. and then they're kicked from your household. So it's pretty simple. Diving into the main UI mod that I love and use, which is also another popular one in the community, is UI Cheats, which is by Weirbasu. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce their username, so if I'm wrong, please correct me. But basically, this mod lets you cheat things on your UI menu, which is all over here, down here, and over here. Some of the most common uses that I do with this mod is if my sim has a bad moodlet or a negative moodlet that I don't really want them to have at that time, all you have to do is right click on that specific moodlet and it disappears. Something else I love doing is right clicking on my household funds, and you can adjust the simoleons, the bits, and the pieces, and you can choose to set it to that amount or add it to that amount. So if we go ahead and set my sim simoleons to 1,000, you'll see that it switches down here. And if I do another 1,000 and click add it, we now have 2,000. Pretty simple, very straightforward, very useful in a lot of situations. Another thing that I love using it for is stuff with the weather and the seasons. A lot of people tend to use this whenever they are looking for specific weather situations for screenshots or storytelling purposes, and as a Sims 4 creator, this is one of the most useful parts of UI Cheats for me personally. All you have to do is right click on the season and you can advance it to any season of your liking. So if I click on winter, you see that it immediately gets cold, it switches weather, it's actually snowing outside, which is crazy. But you can also click on, after switching back to summer, I can click on the weather and I can choose to change it to so many different things. So what if we do actually a heat wave, make it very hot outside? And then I can also make it sunny outside. You will notice that it does take a second to adjust, it may take a minute or so, but it does move pretty quickly with changing the weather. And the last thing that I use UI Cheats for the most is skills. This is great for, again, advancing for story purposes or getting rid of really quickly. But if you right click on any skill, you could set it to the max level. You can also remove the skill and you can set it to whatever level you would like. So I could set this to the max level. Personality trait, of course, but look, you can see that romance is now level 10. If I click on writing and I'm like, hey, I didn't mean for her to gain that skill, I don't want her to gain that skill, I can just click remove. And as you can see, it is completely gone. This mod is very simple, very straightforward, and it honestly makes my life a lot easier, just as all these other mods do. Jumping into our next UI mod, which is Better Sims Panels by Simology. This mod specifically affects this section down here. I'm not sure if it also affects the careers, the skills, it probably does, but right now from this save, this is the part that I love the most. This is the part that is the most helpful to have organized with this mod. As you probably know, this menu is typically a really long section of a bunch of different things, but these buttons down here break it down into sections so it's not as messy and it's more organized and easy to sort through. You have personality, where is the traits and the lifestyles of your sim. You have their preferences, also relationship preferences like turn-ons, turn-offs, what they're interested in, what they're looking for. You have accomplishments and growth next. This is where all the milestones will be for your sim throughout their life. You also have their public standing, their public image with what their reputation is like and fame points and all of that. And then you have neighborhood action plans, seeing how many points you have and the influence on the world. This again is a super simple mod, but it makes my life so much easier and I could not recommend it more. Jumping into our fifth and final mod of today that I cannot play without in The Sims 4 is the Smarter Pie menu by Twisted Mexi. I know I'm not the only one when I say whenever I click on a sim, my sim, or another sim, this pie menu is a hot mess. There is so many categories, so many options to choose from, and it's very difficult to sort through. I know, especially with events or dates or anything of the such, I'm always looking for very specific actions or conversations to have with other sims, so this mod makes it very simple. For example, if I want to practice singing and let's say it was deep within a few pie menu options here, all I would have to search is practice singing, and it immediately comes up. And for example, if I wanted to maybe cloud gaze, I know that's an option. All I have to search is cloud, and Cloud Gaze comes up. It's very, very simple. It makes sorting through the menus so much easier. Again, I keep saying that because that's true with all of these mods. It makes my life as a simmer and also as a creator 20,000 times easier. If you would like to access the settings for the Smarter Pie menu mod, all you have to do is shift left click on your sim and a little cogwheel will come up right here in the middle. And whenever you press on this, you have the option to change the search mode or change the search text size. But that about wraps it up for this week's video. Again, these are the 5 mods for The Sims 4 that I cannot play without. I also have a ton of in-game mini mods that I love playing with, so if you would like to see those in a future video and a tour of what they're like and what they're about, let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye everyone!